chasing trends, I need you to stop it. Instead, I want you to master timeless hooks. Trends fade in weeks, but clear emotional hooks keep working for years. Build content around problems, desires, and identity shifts, not just trending audio. I tell my private clients this all the time. Spend 80% of your mental bandwidth and energy on what is coming out of your mouth in the first 3 seconds, even if it took you a dedicated 15 minutes at first. Because when we first start doing something, it takes us like longer until we get practiced at it. And you spent 15 minutes on each post just making sure you check off each of those 4 hooks, you'll end up making money and having way better results than something you kind of half-ass, you slap up there, you get the whole thing done in 10 minutes. Let's be real. Most of the social media advice out there is recycled fluff. Post more, chase trends, spend hours trying to hack the algorithm. That's not how I built a multi-million-dollar online business, and it's not what I'm going to teach you today. In this episode, I'm giving you rapid fire social media growth advice from the perspective of a type C multimillionaire, someone who scaled without hustling 24/7, without posting 50 times a week, without pretending to be someone I'm not, and without burning out just to get the views. These are the unfiltered lessons I wish someone would have told me when I started in the online space, and the strategies that actually convert followers into clients. Because otherwise, you're just getting a lot of vanity metrics and you're not getting anything for it. Then the energy exchange is off. And then at some point, you're going to quit because that doesn't feel good to you because you're pouring out and not getting much in return. This isn't about more content. It's about content that makes you money. Let's go, baby. What up, my people, my posse, my fellow crazies? It's your host, Tiffany Carter, and this is the show that is going to help you grow your business, your bank account, the big, beautiful brain of yours, your abundance, your relationships, and everything in between. And my extra light just died because I'm batching these episodes because I'm going on my birthday trip to Abundance Island, and you can follow along watching my Instagram stories at ProjectME with Tiffany. And I'm going to keep going in spite of my light dying because it's not about me or how I look here, okay? It's about taking in the energy and the information so that you can hopefully be entertained, energized, and get the goods that you need in order to improve your life. Speaking of which, your asses need to make sure you're signed up for my one-time only ever free live training. I'm doing a 2-day mastermind teaching you how to create profitable contents, like the exact strategy on how to do it. And just for showing up live, and you have to show up live to get it, I'm giving you a 30-day done for you content plan that you can customize for any industry, any personality, anything that you're selling. This works for service-based businesses, product-based businesses. Even if you're an affiliate marketer, like you have TikTok shop, it works for all of that. You need to sign up. Go to projectmewithtiffany.com/free mastermind. You can swipe up. The sign up link is right there with all of the details in the show notes. So swipe up, get that. It's in the description here on YouTube. The reason why it's limited seating is this is live on Zoom. And because I'm offering it to you for free, I'm not opening this Zoom room to the level of where I'd have to spend $10,000. Okay. Like, I love you, but not that much. I'm not spending that without you giving me some coin in return. Okay. Okay. And then we are about to close out my applications for my 2-month private business coaching program for the rest of the year. This is one of your last chances to be able to apply to work with me. So if you want to have everything completely customized and you're at that point where you're done messing around and you really want to go all in on it, you know that's what you need for the level of accountability, to have the structure, to have the support, to have the customized help for your exact type of business and your personality style, then you want to apply to work with me. This is the highest level way. So do not waste my time or do not waste my team's time applying if you're not at a spot where you're like, it's time. I need to do this. I'm ready to invest in myself. Yes, I'm scared. Yes, I'm going to have to put it on credit cards even. But I know that if I don't do this, what's at stake, I'm not comfortable with. And I don't want that. And so I need to take contrary action. And that's what we're looking for. So that is inside the show notes. It's not anywhere else that you can access. You can get it there. You can get it in the description on Project Me TV on YouTube. Plus, I have my Make More Work Less special offer for summer that's about to end. That is my self-paced program where monetization meets manifestation. I almost said eats because this is a rapid fire episode and I'm heavily matcha. Thank you so much. And you can get that for the remaining days for 55% off. And that is also in the show notes. So I wanted to get that stuff out of the way so I could go through the rapid fire social media growth advice from a Type C multimillionaire. Type C, I've coined this term. It stands for chill. Okay. I'm not available for unnecessarily hard work. And my favorite pastime is pediddling around the house and luxuriating. That's what I like to do. I like to have slow mornings. I like for it to have a 4-hour morning routine. I'm willing to do what I need to do to set up my life in order to have that. And I have a system behind it. I know exactly what you need to do, the plan, the work to work the plan to get that. So you're not going to get type A advice over here. If that's what you're looking for, you're going to need to go like follow a bro marketer or someone who's like really into working 12 hours a day. Like they get off on that. The old Tiffany got off on that only because I thought that's what you had to do, until my body said absolutely no more. And I slammed into a wall with adrenal insufficiency, burnout, and never again. And I had to learn how to do things in a different way where I'm prioritizing my health, my well-being, my time, my joy. And quite frankly, I wasn't sure if that shit was going to work. Okay. Because it was so deeply ingrained in me. I had to do it this other way. But I promised myself if it did work and it did pay off, that I would teach it to millions of people. And so here we are today. For those of you who are my people who know crystals and gemstones, because I am so revved for this rapid fire, and now I have, I mean, I don't even know how many ounces of matcha this is. We're maybe at 30, 32 ounces right now. I needed to be a little grounded. I mean, I want to be fiery, but grounded. And this bracelet's super heavy. I think it's like blue agitate, if that's how it's called. If you're watching on ProjectME TV on YouTube, you'll be able to see it. And I mean, it works every time, to the point where I like keep it right at my desk here in my podcast studio. If I'm on a meeting, I'm with someone who's like really, really spun out, you know, in order for me to not get absorbed in that energy or to absorb their energy, I will put this on. But I just wanted to share that with you, that like actual like stones and crystals and that kind of stuff can seem almost like, oh, that's just like gimmicky. I'm telling you, it really does work, but not if you don't believe it, right? Anything I teach you, anything someone else can teach you, if you don't genuinely believe it, well, of course it's not going to work, but that's up to you. You get to make a choice if you believe anything I fucking say. Okay. Number one, chasing trends. I need you to stop it. Instead, I want you to master timeless hooks. Trends fade in weeks, but clear emotional hooks keep working for years. Build content around problems, desires, and identity shifts, not just trending audio. I tell my private clients this all the time. Spend 80% of your mental bandwidth and energy on what is coming out of your mouth in the first 3 seconds, and your energy if it's a video on the screen, you know, what comes out visually, your subject line of an email. So technically there are 4 hooks, 4 different types of hooks, which I'll be teaching in that 2-day live mastermind. And you can sit there, even if it took you a dedicated 15 minutes at first, because when we first start doing something, it takes us like longer until we get practiced at it. And you spent 15 minutes on each post, just making sure you check off each of those 4 hooks. You'll end up making money and having way better results than something you kind of half-ass, you slap up there, you get the whole thing done in 10 minutes. I'm not saying you can't have a combo of both once you get better and better at it, but I'm not about the views. I'm not even about the followers. I'm not even necessarily about the engagement. I'm about the cash conversion. I'm about that, because most of the people who end up buying from you, it's not going to be like a name you recognize. It's not going to be the people who blow up your DMs, the people who are always commenting. There is some crossover. A lot of people just watch and they don't really engage. It's just, I'm an engager because I like feeling like I'm having a 2-way conversation, but a lot of people don't. And anyone who's listening who has bought from me, you're probably nodding your head like, it's true. Like, I rarely engage with your stuff. Well, you know what? It'd be nice if you engaged, okay? Or at least write me a damn podcast review. Thank you for my birthday month. Number 2, one viral post won't change your business, but one clear niche will. So you don't need a million views. You need content that attracts buyers, not followers. Now, here's what I mean by this, because there's all this controversy around niching. Oh, I don't want to, I'm a multi-passionate. I don't want to niche. And then people will say, well, you are the niche. You don't have to niche. That is niching, by the way. If you're doing a personal brand, I have other episodes on here about personal branding, and it's something I do inside my private coaching with you. Yes, you are the niche, meaning it is a niche. So you are niching. You being a multi-passionate, me being unwell in the mind and crazy and unorganized and a type C entrepreneur, that is niching. Okay. So like, that's just stuff that people say because they're going after people who get so stressed out about this niche thing. I mean, I even have a nail your niche workshop that you get when you get the annual membership inside my Posse membership. I created that because there's so much stuff around niching. And it's like, I've gone viral before on stuff and it's actually fucked my account. It's happened more than one time, in particular on Instagram, okay? Because it was something that was in my personal branding technical niche, but it wasn't really a niche that attracted buyers. And that's what I'm referring to, because that's what our focus is of this rapid fire. So you need to make sure that you're not just like jumping on these trends and, oh, I need to do this and I want to go viral. They want you to kind of get addicted to going viral because of the dopamine. But that's why so many people who go viral, they're like, oh my God, I made no sales from it, but I've got a lot of followers from it. Or yeah, I made like $15 from the TikTok creator fund. It's like, we're not after that kind of cash. Plus, being dependent on going viral is not a profitable content or marketing strategy, okay? Because that's based on an algorithm of something you do not have control over, nor do you have control over any of your social media accounts. Those can be disappeared, those can be hijacked, things can change on any given day. So we don't want to be dependent on something for our financial well-being and our peace of mind. 3, engagement hacks don't grow businesses. Trust does. Algorithms reward consistency, but sales reward trust. Focus on building depth with people. The deeper you go, the dollars will flow. Focus on deeply connecting and serving your people. Those pieces of content may take you a little bit more time or thought or heart or energy to put together. And I don't mean like, oh, I have to do a million different edits or anything like that. It just may take you a beat to really pause and connect and put yourself in your ideal client's shoes and what do they need to hear from me today. This can take like an extra minute, but that depth is going to go so much further because people can feel it and people can connect with it. And when people feel like you really get them and you get them specifically and in a unique way, their psychological responses, because you get me, because you understand me, therefore you can help me, therefore I'm buying from you. Number 4, feeling safe to be seen is the growth strategy that no one talks about. I learned this the painful way. If you don't feel safe showing up fully, you'll unconsciously water down your message. So the more you allow yourself to be seen as truly you, not a job interview version of you, not newscaster Tiffany, as I call her, the more money and clients you'll connect and you'll attract. So you need to feel safe being seen on a bigger level. You can feel safe when you're imagining it, when you're manifesting it, when you're wanting to call it in. But let me tell you, when it happens, if you've not really done the work, it'll expose that you've not done the work. Or you get not just one hate comment, you get a slew of them. You'll see how that rattles you and it can set you back, but it's setting you back so you can spring ahead because it's showing you where you have like a weak spot that needs to be worked on. And you might feel like, in fact, if you feel like you have zero fear of being seen and shining on a big level, that's a red flag that you have a fear. Because the people who I've worked with over 150,000 people worldwide at this point, who are like, oh no, I'm totally confident. I speak at the boardroom. I've spoken in front of our entire company of 5,000 people before. You know, I've been on TV, da 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 da. That's how I said all that shit too. Okay. I was a former TV newscaster. All right. Like I've said all of this. It's very different when it's a personal brand and it's you not in the corporate suit. It's you not in the full glam of makeup. It's you when you're having a rough day. It's you when you keep messing up words, on a podcast episode because you've consumed too much matcha and you're going to keep going because that's the promise you've made to your people and that's just how it is. All right? Like it's different when it comes to that versus you doing some kind of like a formal sales pitch or some training or something like it. You show up barefaced, not in like the greatest kind of space, and you need to show up regardless with your people and not fake it. You tell me. And those are the people I end up having to work with for quite a while in order to really desensitize them, detach them, and be able to be seen to show up because you end up showing up as a performative version of yourself because it's so scary to show up any other way. And I really get it. But I mean, I got to tell you, when it comes to content, that's your number one thing. Think of all the people, and there's probably not that many, that you really enjoy consuming their content. Hopefully, I'm one of them. Why? It's not because they're so polished. It's not because they're performative. It feels real to you. It feels connected. It feels genuine. It feels straightforward, right? I'm sure there's people you listen to and you're like, what the fuck are they even saying? It's like some circle talk PR version of themselves. I can't stand listening to that stuff. So, whatever it is you like to consume, you also have to embody and serve that to your people. It feels vulnerable as fuck a lot of the times. Number 5, personality over polish. The content that converts best isn't perfect. It's relatable, raw, and real. People buy from people, not highlight reels. But we can think, our egos try to convince us, I have to show people all of my receipts all of the time, and I'm doing this and I'm doing that, and I'm blah, 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 blah. And like if I show them that I'm struggling with overthinking or that I spiraled or I had a meltdown or I had a launch that failed or none of my, social media posts are doing well, why would they even hire me then? Because you're being honest and you're being real and you're not fantasy marketing. And then it makes them feel safe to be able to share their stuff with you. There is not one person I've hired for any area of my life privately at a high level or even buying their book or listening to their podcast. Not one person have I bought from because they only showed me all the highlights. Like, oh my God, they have their shit so together all the time. I want to work with them. No, I hired them because they've been through shit and they share about it and they share about it with emotion and they share about it with depth and they don't sugarcoat. They don't sugarcoat what's gone on and they admit to their mistakes and they're humble and they're honest about it. And that's very, very scary to do. But I understand because in the beginning, I thought that too. Like, well, I can't share this mistake or this thing, or God, I'm having like another week where I'm like not in a great way. And like, I've got to at least fake it. I mean, you can have a couple days where you're having a bad day, but I've got to get it together. Fuck that. Okay. I've had months that were bad. I've had many months in 2025 that were not good. And as long as you show up as is, that is more than enough. And that will get you more clients and more conversions from your content than anything else. And you will see how we incorporate that in my 2-day free live mastermind, October 1st and 2nd. You have to be registered for it. It is live on Zoom. You can swipe up and get the registration link and share it with anyone that you want to. Okay. Attention is the new currency. Spend it wisely. Every post should answer, does this make someone stop scrolling? Does this make them think? Does this make them buy? If not, it's just a bunch of noise. Okay. It needs to make people feel something. It needs to drive them and empower them to take action. It can't just be some shit they could have chat GBT'd or Googled. It can't just be stuff where they're like, oh, that's nice. Like when you guys say, I just need to get something up there. I don't know what to post, but I need to just get something up there. You might as well not put anything up there. In fact, you're hurting yourself by just getting something up there. And I understand that you're like, well, I need to be consistent because you say to be consistent. So I might as well just put something out there. I don't want you to be consistent by putting a bunch of shit out there or a bunch of stuff that if you don't have the feeling of, oh my God, this is so helpful, or oh my God, this is great, or oh my God, I would save this, I would share this with someone, it is not approved. because what happens is you're teaching people that your content is like kind of a waste of time. It's not that good. And then you start seeing your engagement and everything start going down, your conversions start going down because you're not really magnetizing them. You're not pulling them in, or you're enabling people and coddling them, which is not going to empower them to do anything to improve their lives. And then you're going to have a whole bunch of energy and content vampires in your audience and excuse filled people. And I know that's a big problem for a lot of you. And that is going to be solved in my October 1st and 2nd live event. And I'm doing it for free. Okay. Slow growth often equals long-term money. I know you guys all want it and you want it now. I'm telling you, quick follower spikes rarely translate to sales. Sustainable growth is built on clarity, consistency, and offers that connect deeply with your ideal client's specific struggles that they want improved and their specific core desires. That is what works. Okay. But if you keep looking for the quick hit and I want it fast and I want it now and I need this now, you're in a desperate dopamine chasing energy and it's not going to happen. I always joke and I say, I'm a grower, I'm not a shower. I don't have some insane following on TikTok. Yes, I have like 375,000 on Instagram. What were like 60,000 something, but I don't have what a lot of people assume I would have with the level of podcast that I have. My podcast was a grower too, not a shower. And there's other people I know, even people who I've coached and I've helped them build their podcast where their podcast far surpassed mine within months. And how exciting and how wonderful. But who's making more money? I'm making more money. So you really need to go, okay, what metrics am I looking at? What's really important to me? Because the system, your ego, society will have you kind of chasing something and manifesting something that isn't actually going to change your lifestyle whatsoever. And you get it kind of all confused because everything is moving so fast online. So I'm hoping that really just woke a lot of you up. You don't need to be everywhere. You need to dominate somewhere. For the love of God, pick 2 platforms and master them and then expand from there. Scattered content equals scattered result. As much as I love Gary Vaynerchuk, he will tell you be on all the things and all the places, Hermosi's, post 500 pieces of content. If you have a giant team of top tier content creators with a video camera following you around all day, and you're not having to do anything extra for all those pieces of content because you're paying all the people and it's all being done for you, sure, go do it. But that is not realistic for a majority of people. I'm not all in on all the things. I went all in on my podcast and on Instagram. And then I added Pinterest. And then I added YouTube. Then I even pulled back from YouTube. And then I re-entered YouTube. I didn't go in on TikTok in 2020. I waited. I didn't have the bandwidth. I had to really ask myself, is this an all-in play? Because toe dipping doesn't work in social media. It's all in or don't bother. And so I waited until it was an all-in place. And I went all in. People are like, where's your Substack? Where's your Substack? And I love that you guys want a Substack for me. My Substack will be lit, but it has to be an all-in play. It can't feel like an extra thing I have to do or it won't work. If it feels like a have to do and it feels like a chore, it's going to get so heavy for you. And then you'll just start slapping stuff up there and the content won't connect. And that goes back to the belief of I have to do a bunch of shit that I don't want to do and stuff that drains me in order to have the success, in order to have the money. And you're feeding into it. And it's just not true. And I hope that this is catching you from doing it so that you can course correct. Selling is content. Content is selling. Please hear me on this. I can't reinforce this enough. If you do not know how to sell and sell in a way that feels genuine to you and your ideal client, it's going to be really tough for you to be an entrepreneur in any type of business model. All right. You have to feel really good about it and you have to learn that skill. That is why my signature program is Selling with Soul that I only offer once a year. Okay. And then I have another program that is coming out very soon that I won't share the name of because someone will try to steal it. And I want to make sure we have things in place so that they can't, or if they try, I can sue them, that is also around the selling space. Number one, I'm a sales expert and using my emotional based sales techniques. Even people who feel weird about selling, they don't feel weird when they use my techniques because it's not gimmicky and it's not gross and it's not sleazy and there's no manipulative tactics. But selling is really showcasing your offer, showcasing and sharing how you can help people and packaging it in a way that makes you feel good about it and makes your ideal clients, has them excited and eager to buy from you. So stop separating like value posts and educational posts and emotional posts from sales posts. Every piece of content should move people closer to buying, and you need to be doing that strategically. And there's nothing wrong with that. You have a fucking business. People know you have a business or a brand. You know, yes, are there some people who like, I don't need to make any money for my content. I'm just doing it for fun because I don't know, I'm married to a billionaire and, you know, I don't have to do anything. I'm sure there are some people like that. If you have a business and you've got stuff going on and you're selling stuff or you're building a business and right now you're focused on building, you know, your audience even more so you have people to actually sell to, you've got to strategically look at each piece of content should be moving the needle and stacking upon itself in the compound effect to lead them to buy from you because you're building more trust, you're building more goodwill, you're really taking them in deeper and deeper into your content journey and into your brand so that they buy. Okay. It takes people quite a few touch points, most people, to end up buying from you. And it all works together. It's like ingredients of baking. You leave out one ingredient, you lose a lot of money and time. You end up with a broke down pie or a pie that tastes sour instead of sweet. All right. All the ingredients are important and the exact measurements of each one. Okay. Last thing, the richest creators treat social media like an asset, not a diary. It's a digital storefront, not your personal therapy session. Yes, you can use stories strategically and you can talk about stuff that's going on in your life, but it's always tied back to the brand. So you may think, like, for example, my Instagram stories, I share a ton of behind the scenes, and you might go, oh, like Tiffany just posts all of her personal stuff and it's so random. Every single thing I post is strategic and deliberate and genuine. It ties back to the brand. It ties back to you. It ties back to what I'm helping you with. It ties back into deepening our relationship and building rapport and intimacy. So the top influencers where brands are paying them a shit ton of money, when you watch their stuff, don't think for a second, honey, that they're just pulling out a camera and being random. Okay. I've been around these people. I live in LA. None of it is fucking random, but it's designed to look random and it is capturing a snapshot of genuinely like how silly they are or how they operate or their friend group, but they're packaging it because that's part of their personal brand is to operate that way. Do you see what I'm saying? Like this is all deliberate and strategic, which is why they're making the coin. Anyone who's making a lot of money and is successful at doing this, they're excellent at marketing them. They're marketing either themselves, they're marketing, you know, products that they're getting paid to market. They're building trust and goodwill. They're experts at marketing and sales because they've practiced it. They've learned it. They invested time, energy, and money in getting better and better at it. And that is a skill that will pay off for the rest of your life because you can even leverage this skill for getting donations for charity, in helping out a friend build their business. I mean, you can use it for selling your book someday. A skill will always give you the best ROI, but you spending all this time trying to learn like hacks and tips and gimmicks, it's like, I don't mind if you spend a little time on it, but you really spending any more than a few minutes a day on it, it's the law of diminishing returns. It's not going to get you to where you want to go. It is better for you to give more of an investment up front of your time, energy, and money, which is going to, you know, you might have some resistance and fear around in order to get you the long-term results. And that's why my offers are designed the way they are, because I can't put anything out there that I don't feel like you're going to get results from. It's just not going to work. So swipe up, access all the things, including my October 1st and 2nd live mastermind event. Also, it is the last chance for the rest of the year in order to apply to work with me on my 2-month private business coaching program. program. My sale is ending for my Make More Work Less program. You can access it all there. I would love it if you shared this episode and tagged me at Project Me with Tiffany. Give a birthday shout out. Let me know if you like this rapid fire. You can always DM me on Instagram and let me know what other rapid fire topics you would love for me to do. And then I can keep a list. And if you're like, you know what, I don't like this rapid fire. You sound like you did 3 lines of cocaine and it's too stimulating for me. I'm okay with you letting me know that too, because I do this show for you. It's enjoyable for me, but I do it to serve you. And the more things I know you like, I'll give you more of it. And the things that like don't resonate as much, let me know. I'm not offended. You can let people know these things in a loving way. Wishing you great health, wealth, and worth as always. Talk to you soon.